folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join me in the countryside of Scotland. And today I've come to look at this little chapel, which is kinda in the middle of the countryside near the House of Dun in the Stracathro area. It's kind of the Stracathro Dun Road. And yeah, I've started some adventures at this point recently, and I noticed this little kirk. And at that time I was walking down the main road to the Dun paths, but tonight I thought it's an evening adventure. It's cool doing daily videos with a wide variation of different little nuggets of Scottish history, and tonight we've come to look at this little chapel here in the countryside, and I can see it's got the wee bell at the top still, and the detail on the stone carving there is so impressive. It's got a proper little tower there, a little bell tower on the end. I can hear buzzards and stuff making their call up there in the sky. And yeah, it's incredible adventures once again. Let's see if this gate makes the noise like most graveyard gates. Oh, this one doesn't. Most of them grind and whine. Oh, there we go. Hear it, folks. This is the graveyard noise. It's almost a spooky, eerie noise, but look how well kept this graveyard is. It's interesting to come and see them, and it's a little bit of history. I can see there's a square, it's like a roller, little square with rollers around it, and that must have been where the rope used to come out, or the chain for the bell. Probably on a Sunday morning or whatever, the vicar would have come and rung the bell, carried out the service. I can see it's got the smooth glass on the outside, but within that there's actually stained glass windows with the lead frames and stuff, so that is interesting. And there's inlays. Erskine of Dun, that was the same name as we saw in the abandoned graveyard in the forest recently at Dun. So this must have been the family's church. This must be the newer church, because we saw the abandoned chapel in the forest, and this must be the church that was built to replace that at a later time. Or it could have even been around that similar time. Look at the stone carving up there. It's crazy, it's always spontaneous. I like to come and explore and see the history and see what I see, and then I often research and find out later when it was built and stuff like that. It blows my mind off in the stone carving. Look around here, it's like, I'm not even sure, crowns you could say, or battlements on top of a castle. And the stone detailing at the top is incredible. I can actually see wasps and stuff fleeing about up there, so I'm not sure if there's wasps' bikes in the bell tower. Yeah, I was just thinking I would take a walk around because I'd seen this. Look at the size of this cross stone here, folks. Wow, I'd seen this church from the road so many times, I thought it's worth stopping, documenting a little bit of history. Look, there's no windows on this side, which is unusual. Whoa, one of the stones is broken fully in half. I wonder how that occurred. Look at it, it's been shattered. There is a breeze blowing through on this adventure, folks, but I do apologise for that. Sometimes the wind can ruin the audio on an adventure. But wow. Oh look, there's a war memorial over here. We'll take a look at that before we carry on this adventure, but look at the war memorial. Look at this, folks. This is the names of the people from this parish who lost their lives in the war. World War I and World War II. And there's an incredible stone carving on the top stone. So let's take a look at the detail. And let's take a look at the names of the people from this area. World War II. And then all the way up to the Great War there. Wow, look at this, folks, with the Highlander on here, the Highland soldier. It's really well done, and I do like to see the different war memorials in the areas that I explore, because we explore so many World War II abandoned locations like bunkers and airfields and anything else. Even the radar sites we've come across over the years, listening stations and all that stuff. And there were so many folk obviously from each area that we explored. They were also involved in the war. Yeah, when you see a thing like that, it's worth recording on the video. And now we'll explore around the far side, see if there's any stained glass windows or whatever on the back of this building. Look at that, folks. I love the Celtic carving on some of those old gravestones. There's a wasp, look. That's what a Scottish wasp looks like, folks. Wow, what a scene that is there with the church in the background, the wee chapel. And I think this little road, there's a wee road leads up the side here, and I think that's like a farm road. Look at the old gates here on the graveyard wall. It's not just plain handles, it's like a cool little detail there. Detailed cast handle, folks. The gates don't actually look that old, so, but I'm not sure about that. Could be, but we like to record the history, folks, even if it's like not even that old. Kind of still interesting to see what's there. But I believe this building here would have been built in the 1800s, like the mid 1800s, I believe. Early 1800s even. Wow, I can see the stained glass windows once again behind that smooth glass. It's got the detailed stained glass, which is impressive to see. It's almost like it's had chimneys at this side or a fire. Yeah, there's a bit of a breeze coming through here. Look at this, there's some old history here, folks. Part of a gravestone, but look at this, old cast iron markers. Maybe old grave markers or something. Or if you know what that is, folks, get in the comments. Look at it, the whole way along here on the ground. They've all got numbers on them. Wow, I love history like that. It's like a little nugget of the graveyard history even. So this has been so interesting to see, folks. As I was taking a couple of pictures, I could hear little birds tweeting up here. I think there's a nest in the gutter or in the roof. Oh, look at this. This might have been the old Vickers House at one time. There could still be somebody who lives there, to be honest with you, folks. Look, I want to show you this historical feature. So look, that's for cleaning the dirt off your boots when you get home. You go like that. Boom, and the dirt can obviously comes off before you go in the house. I think a lot of the farmhouses and houses and farms back in the day had things like that at the door, but it's unusual to see it at a church door. It maybe reflects the countryside area here which this place is located. Yeah, the other side wall there is plain, but look at this one. Massive stained glass windows in there. So cool to see that. And it looks like some of the decorative stones there's falling off the top, so we can get a closer look. Check out the carving of this. Similar to what we saw on the Dun Chapel down in the wood the other day on the adventure. Wow. Probably on a stormy night, all that stuff's like blowing off from the corner. Yeah, there's a crazy stone sticking out of one of the bricks up there. Well, these are sandstone pieces, but it's like there's a pebble being left in the stone up there, which is a cool feature. Wow. Yeah, most of these gravestones are from like the 1900s and stuff. The graves here are not as old as the ones that we saw at the abandoned chapel the other day. So you can go back and watch that video for some ancient Scottish history. This is more 1900s. But yeah, it's been cool. Something different once again. And now and again it's cool to see a chapel or whatever, and then it's cool to like mix it up and see some World War II history or abandoned houses. Yeah, it's cool to see everything. And what an angle this is with the sun shining on a summer's evening, folks. So this whole time that I've been exploring here tonight, folks, it's just been the sound of that buzzard. It's been flying around in the nearby area making its call. And just look at the stone mason around this building and the architecture and a little bit of Scottish history once again shared. A short little video And it was cool to see the war memorial as well, because I didn't realise there was one there, and it's interesting to see more local names who sadly like lost their lives in the wars. And like every parish in Scotland's got their own war memorials, and each of them's got the names of the local people. And it's always interesting to see. Yeah, we'll make our way out of this graveyard. The gate doesn't actually shut properly here. So there we go, folks. That's been cool. Look, Dun Hillside Church it's called. So there you go, that gives you an idea. Reverend Ian Gray, shout out. What a cool place it's been. What a cool evening adventure it's been. But yeah, I'm going to end it here. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll catch you very soon in the next adventure. I don't even know where I'm going to end up going, but yeah, it'll be cool.